based on this preview screen we got coming up, what do you think we're in for in this one?
Oh.
Talk to me about that
I mean, definitely Richard Gere, Runaway Bride. It's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm a little unsure. Is this more of like an off-road kind of park? I see some logs over here. Looks much more difficult than plastic gates. Less forgiving, right? You don't want to hit one of those. Maybe there's some trenches that we have to jump over. So
these are some great guesses.
yeah, looks a little more aggressive than the previous one. So I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, let's get it going.
All right. Okay, that was too easy to start. I think you got to start them with something a little harder, but we made it over the little trail walk there. Jumped over some bushes. That's nice. Like when they camouflage the jumps. I'm sure the horses do too. Makes it a little more challenging. My question is, when this was originated, is this supposed to interpret something that horses used to do before there were competitions? Maybe just riding through the forest. Seems like we've made something that sounds very leisurely, a little aggressive, but I know I don't want my wife telling me to jump stuff when we go through the woods. Rock walls, okay.
You don't like challenges on your hikes?
Well, you know, I also don't take SmartPack supplements, so maybe
maybe that would help.
It might help.
Yeah, give you a little more
something for
energy,
the hoofs.
a little more pep in your step.
Yeah, something for the hoofs for sure.
What do you think this sport might be called?
So that's great question. Robin Hood Olympics. I'm not sure. I believe dressage is something that sounds fancier than what this is. So this might not be that, if that makes as much sense to you as it does to me. Again, with the camouflage jumps.
And how would you say this rider is doing at the Robin Hood Olympics?
So the rider, see, I've been focused on the horse.
Okay.
Maybe my priority's been in the wrong place.
How would you say this pair is doing? That's
This
a
pair
more
is
fair
doing,
question.
okay, that's great. Yeah, rider looks great. Doesn't look like they had too much for breakfast, which is always helpful to the horse. When we're going to be jumping over stuff like this, I'm sure the horse appreciates that. Unless the horse has done this track maybe 40, 50 times, I'm sure the rider needs to tell them where to go. So it looks like they did very well there. Didn't look lost. I didn't see any 180s going the wrong way. No backward horse moves. I think overall they did pretty well.
Terrific. So fun fact, all three of the people in these videos were SmartPackers.
Okay.
But since it's your first week, I won't make you guess who they were.
That's true, because I would have guessed Sarah Man, and Sarah Man.
Yep, and that would have all been wrong.
Okay.
And then second video was Jen Bagley, who is our online merchandising manager.
Yeah, okay.
And so she works in the merchandising department. She also works at our retail store in Natick. And that was her horse Tally. They were doing cross country.
Cross country. Okay.
Also known as the Robin Hood Olympics.
I mean,
from now on, I think.
Theoretically, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, big fan of the cross country.
Love it. What was
Yeah.
your? So that was your. Would you say that was your favorite part?
That was the cross country was definitely something that I would that I'd watch.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my
This
pleasure.
was awesome.
Thank you, Sarah.
You did great.
Great.